Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. It's Monday, May 17th. Hope you're doing well and you had a great weekend. Important video today on the latest SBA news, including EIDL grant and loan progress, new updates on the targeted and supplemental. We have a new survey up as well. Also, a brand new PPP report for those of you still wondering about status for PPP loans and if there's any money left. And of course, the big question we're all wondering is what's taking the SBA so long to process more and more targeted EIDL advances and supplemental targeted advances and the loan increases, right? Progress is being made, but the majority of you are still waiting for all of these. I'll share the survey data about this. It's very revealing. And I'll cover a few new grant opportunities at the end of this video, so be sure to watch until the end. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing if you're new to this channel. We've got lots of updates this week for you. And be sure to like this video so more people see it. Okay, here's the poll we put up an hour ago, almost 700 votes so far. We typically get around 4,000 votes, so chime in if you haven't. This is on the community tab on our YouTube. Or if you are a subscriber, you will see all of our surveys as well, so that's your best bet. But first, I would love to hear in the comments, have you looked up your EIDL information or PPP information on our lookup yet? We announced this lookup last week. It's at helloskip.com/EIDL-data. We just released a brand new design that works on mobile. That's why I'm showing you the mobile view right now. So I just put in Oakland here and you'll see all of the Oakland results for EIDL grants and loans, who received what. So the first results here: Oakland Park Animal Hospital, Oakland Mart LLC, Oakland Park Spinal Care, Oakland Coffee and Juice Bar, Big Oakland, Oakland Graphics, Oakland Chinese Cuisine, etc., etc. You can see your own results. You can see results near you, everyone who's received an EIDL grant. But the big change today is the new look. We've made it a bit more friendly for both mobile and on the app. We hope it helps. Thanks so much for the feedback. And we would love to hear how you're finding this. Again, helloskip.com/EIDL-data or a link right below in the description. Okay, here's what we put up. How would you rate the SBA since Isabel Guzman took over 2 months ago? I honestly didn't know what to expect when I put up this poll. Well, the results are speaking for themselves so far. 45% of you give the SBA 1 star. I'm going to go into why a lot of you do explain your thinking behind this. 13% 5 stars, 11% 4 stars, 16% 3 stars, 15% 2 stars. So in short, around 1 out of 5 of you give it 4 or 5 stars. That's a good benchmark. Around a third of you, 3 stars or 2 stars, and close to half, 1 star, okay? So why do you feel that way? Well, you know, there has been a lot of talk. The SBA has been communicating more emails, more portal updates, the EIDL loan increase, of course, but the bottom line is things are still moving too slowly, especially when you look at last year, what happened with the original EIDL grants. Millions distributed over the course of 3 months. Now we are 5 months since the targeted EIDL grant funding was approved, and only 100,000 people have gotten them. So I'm going to read some of the comments here. Jose says, she's taking too long to get people approved. We have been waiting for approval for about 3 months now. Someone needs to help out to get approvals. Frank says, turning things around from previous SBA administration is very challenging. In my opinion, Ms. Guzman is making a positive difference. We generally agree. I'm going to share my thinking about what exactly the problem is. A. Visser says, considering the volume of applications and the large amount of fraud, I would say they are doing as good can be expected. Richard says 5 stars, got 5K approved. Of course, if you've gotten funded, you are probably pretty happy. You'll rate them a 5 or a 4. Pedro says, I think Isabel's hands are tied up by a higher power. Sean says, ideas are bigger, but the money is slower. Sarah, I do not see any difference, just another government employee. A bunch more comments. But in my opinion, it all comes down to having a clear process. Okay, just as an example, many of you report it is such a mess. You may call 5, 6, 7 times, email the email addresses they provide, and get the runaround. Okay, many folks don't have that experience. Many of you sail right through. In fact, you don't have to do anything. Just say, yes, I'm interested in the targeted, here's my info. Yes, I'm interested in the supplemental, here's my info. And you're approved. And you see a dashboard that looks like this, funded, funded, funded. But many of you who get caught in edge cases, which is the fact of life for many of you, you've moved, your taxes have changed, or the IRS hasn't processed your taxes, some small things like that, which once you get caught in the system, it is tough to get out of that loop. That's where many of the issues are happening. There are still bugs on the portal. Things are getting improved. They can do more here. Again, you as a small business owner should be able to go to your portal and check statuses and see that it is reconsideration. that it hasn't been with a loan officer, that it is with a loan officer, and what the reason is. And many of you get this reason. The other problem is that everyone has a different situation, and this makes it difficult for the SBA. Even if you have 1,000 loan officers reviewing applications, they have to review each one. And they have a certain criteria, of course, to make things standardized. So if you don't check all the boxes, and frankly, they're trying to get through as many per day as possible, they may just say, well, you didn't check all the boxes. We're going to have to deny you right now. We'll tell you why. Then you may reply with the information they need, and another officer will do the same thing, right? So it's tough to have nuance when they're trying to process millions, but they can still do a better job. Only 100,000 targeted EIDL advances approved so far over 3+ months. I would expect that number to be at least 250,000, if not 500,000. Anyway, that's the latest on the survey. Let me pull up the PPP report that came out today. They closed the PPP program a couple weeks ago now because the SBA realized, we actually have set aside funding for certain groups like CDFIs, so we can't accept any more private lender applications. Well, here is the net dollar amount so far, $265 billion in 2021 spending. There's around $284 billion that was approved in the December bill. So they still have funding available, and a lot of that is earmarked, like I said, for the CDFIs. Now, the question is, if no one applies for the CDFI PPP funding, will they open it up to other lenders or people that are already in the queue? Will they be reviewed in a first-come, first-served manner? We don't know for sure. I'm just raising that because there is funding left. According to this report, over 6 million loans have been approved by over 5,000 lenders. Okay, since today is tax day, will you receive an unemployment tax refund? The IRS announced on Friday that millions of Americans who were on unemployment in 2020 will be receiving refunds on their 2020 taxes, thanks to the unemployment provision in the March stimulus bill. So, if you received unemployment payments in 2020 and filed your taxes early in 2021, prior to the bill's passing in March, you may be eligible for a payment from the IRS. If you're curious about this is up on our blog. I'll leave the link below, but we go into who will receive an unemployment tax refund. Do you need to do anything? How many people are expected to receive an unemployment tax refund? That's on the app and up on the blog. Okay, I promised to end some video with some new grants. If you don't want to wait for the SBA to make a decision, again, the main criticism is it's taking too long. There are proactive things you can do, and we give a lot of business tips. We partner with a lot of business organizations and fintech companies who can help you with banking, financing, and other things. And of course, on our app for members, we do twice weekly posts with grant and loan roundups. Now here's what we put up a week ago: $10,000 grants from Templeton Distillery, $5 billion in small business loans from Comerica Bank, grants up to $4,000 from NASC, loans of up to $100,000 from SEO Opportunity Fund, $500 grants for women and minority-owned businesses, $10,000 grants for women-owned businesses, and much more. Again, thousands of you had a head start on this because we put it on the app last week. If you want first access to these grants, go to helloskip.com/membership, or right on the Skip app, just click See New Grant Opportunities. You can get a $10 credit for the Skip app when you go to trackeidlgrant.com. Links for that below. In today's roundup, we cover a new $2,000 grant programs, a $25,000 grant, funds of up to $50,000 for early stage startups. Every week there are a few new high quality grants. That's today's quick update. Again, don't forget you can go to helloskip.com/EIDL-data to see what information is out there about your business, whether it's an EIDL grant, EIDL loan, or a PPP loan. Would love to hear in the comments if you've been using it. And of course, your comments on Isabel Guzman and how she's doing so far. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.